Good morning. Good morning. Welcome or welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Monday, May the 6th. Hope you are having a good day. It's early, so you can definitely set that intention. Hope you had a good weekend. Did anything happen? Kim, how are you doing with the doggos? Are you overwhelmed yet? Yeah, they can be a handful. Kim said good morning, and Stargator Mary said good morning as well. You guys are up. Appreciate it. So let's see, quick announcements. There's no sprints tonight on my channel. I do Tuesday and Thursday evenings at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. And then on Saturday afternoons at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, 3 p.m. Eastern. I believe tonight they are on Storm's channel, which is Storm Reads. Morning show wise, we do a different genre every day of the work week. At 6 a.m. Mountain Time, 8 a.m. Eastern. Today being Monday, we are going to look at the cozy mysteries because there's always a lot of cozy mysteries. We shall jump in here. Let me get rid of this. And had we looked at Murder on the Italian Riviera yet? I know that was where we had stopped. I can't remember if we looked at it or not. I don't think we have. This is Murder on the Italian Riviera by T.A. Williams. 7th in the Armstrong and Oscar Cozy Mysteries. An ex-con, private investigator Dan Armstrong is no stranger to working with criminals, but when he's approached for help by Bianca Moretti, he's on high alert. Bianca is intelligent and beautiful, and Dan likes her, but he also once sent her to prison. A suspicious death. Bianca explains that a guest has been found dead at her father's luxurious and private retreat on the beautiful Italian Riviera. The police are sure the death is accidental, but Bianca is convinced the man's been murdered. Dan's sure he can get to the bottom of things as long as Bianca is telling him the whole truth. A very revealing case. But when Dan arrives at the resort, he's in for a shock. He finds that the place is a naturist retreat, and everybody is walking around stark naked. Dan is determined to discover the truth, but this is going to mean revealing a whole lot more of himself than he expected. Where do you put your gun? Hmm? I don't think we did. Okay. A Meowthia mystery. Double check the date. We're good. This was last week. Leftover. This is by Corinne Winters, second in that series. There's no rest for the wicked or peace for the witches. Angie Tosca is ready to embrace her magical roots in blissful Belmar, but when her Nana vanishes with a precious spellbook, things go haywire fast. Between investigating a bookshop murder, family secrets, and fending off suspicious cops, Angie's got her hands full. Good thing she's got help from her cousin, Detective Finn, and her Russian hitman turned cat familiar. When Angie's cousin Lucia gets caught up in the mix, she knows she has to sort this out fast. To get to the bottom of the family's mysteries and stop a dangerous magical foe, Angie must get crafty with potions and spells. Let's see if this one actually has a cover. It does. Murder at the Pirate Festival. That one would be good for Talk Like a Pirate Day, but that's in September. Kim covers cute, but paranormal, no. There's just so many of them. This is by Abigail Yardimchi. Yardimchi. First in the Berryport mysteries. One dead pirate girl, thousands of eye-patched witnesses, a whole Devonshire town struggling to believe it was murder. Teenager Polly Trinket dreams of popularity. After she witnesses something at Berryport's annual pirate festival that could prove local golden girl Tanya Withers was murdered, she sees a chance to achieve her dream. But making herself heard in this small harbor town isn't easy. When Polly discovers Berryport's only detective has retired, she decides to investigate herself. Soon, Tanya's tycoon boyfriend, guess that's what you have, starts acting shady, and Polly's offbeat inquiry style lands her a whole new circle of friends she didn't even ask for. With a college counselor hounding her about her ADHD, sudden interest from Hollywood movie makers, and the threat of her aunt's bakery business going under, genuine friendship feels more unreachable than ever. Will uncovering the truth about Tanya really be worth it? Or could Polly's chance at happiness disappear like a pirate ship lost on a stormy sea? Age group had indicated that was young adult, and it sounds very young adult. Okay, the first date disaster. A Very Merry Murder Mystery by Rachel Beatty. It's only 86 pages. Slow short story. Take a look at it. We're moving on. Why would you do a paperback for 86 pages? Bobby Flynn Mysteries, book number 2 by Jack Murray. Murder is never the right note on Tin Pan Alley, the legendary center of New York's music publishing industry. When song plugger George Rankin is found dead in the locked room of his apartment, reporter Bobby Flynn, with the help of Detective Nolan and opposition of her father, Inspector Flynn, delves deep into the glittering yet treacherous world of music publishing, where every note holds a secret and every alleyway conceals a potential suspect. Along the way, they are joined by Mary Aston and Kit Aston's aunt Agatha in a case that takes them from Hell's Kitchen to the hell of trench war in World War I. Murder for Sale by A.S. Wilkes. First in the Bunny and Bella Rose mysteries. What if you planned to make a sale on a house and found a dead body instead? I'd say you were half the real estate agents in America in cozy book land. Bunny Dubois is determined to make the sale on a house, but when everything goes wrong in a single morning, only murder can top it. While showing the house, a top competitor is found dead. To make matters worse, Bunny is the police's prime suspect. Now, frantic and determined, it is up to her and her old high school friend to clear Bunny's name and put the killer away. Soon they learn the name of the game in real estate is sometimes murder. Perfect Watch. A very cranky cat. Oh, and it's a different cover over here by Nick Saint. 83 in the Mysteries of Max. And it's over 200 pages. Good for that author. Burn, baby, burn. A new craze hit the town of Hampton Cove hard. It was a smartwatch that promised to do all the things that other smart watches couldn't. Unfortunately, what they did wasn't what people actually wanted them to do. Add to that a sort of rash of exploding electric cars, a gang of pickpockets on the loose, and the four of us had our work cut out for us again. Ha, that's all there is. Sorry, the author's busy writing. We can't do any more than that. The Deathly Visit by Diane Ezard, first in the Pevensey Bay Mysteries. Moving house can be stressful, especially when your new neighbor is murdered on your doorstep. In the picturesque seaside village of Pevensey Bay, where crashing waves serenade the rocky cliffs, somebody was trying to be poetic, Helen finds the perfect property to spend her advancing years, not to relax and enjoy her retirement as many would expect, but to set up a business running a bed and breakfast establishment. Little does she know that her idyllic fresh start would soon be marred by a chilling mystery. Helen's decision to change her life was huge, especially as she spent most of her marriage working as a housewife and mother. Her only daughter now works abroad, and her husband died last year, leaving Helen with little purpose left until she comes up with the brainwave idea to start up a new business venture. Little did anyone know that she had secretly held on to this dream for years. Before she opens to the public, she invites three of her closest friends to stay to test her hospitality skills. Meg, Harry, and Robert first met Helen at university, where they studied criminology together in their youth. Only Robert put his learning to good use, working as a college lecturer. Meg owns a cafe, and Harry is an accountant. They are keen to help Helen make a success of her new enterprise and are busy chatting about that when there is a knock on the door on their first evening together. Having recently met the nosy neighbor from across the road, Jimmy Chase, and taken an instant dislike to him, Helen is surprised to see him calling. Surprise soon turns to shock and horror as the friends discover he had been stabbed. Interesting setup. I do like this cover for some reason. It is pleasing to me. By Kelly Mason, A Mystery at Moore House. Third in the Lady Ellen Investigates series. Marooned after a garden party turns sinister, Lady Ellen finds herself in the midst of an unsettling mystery. An unexpected summer storm leaves occupants and visitors, including Ellen, Lottie, and Captain Hamilton, contained within Moore House and grounds after it is cut off from the outside world. When a priceless Egyptian artifact is stolen, the thief leaves the man guarding it brutally maimed. Tasked by the artifact's secretive owner to discover the relic, Lady Ellen must sift through a web of secrets and motives. Why must she? As she delves, because my name's on the book, as she delves into the lives of both the family and staff at Moore House, the question arises, who is truly capable of such a betrayal? With her companions Lottie, Captain Hamilton, and her faithful dog Prince by her side, will she be able to locate the treasure and discover the thief before they escape, or will the artifact be lost forever? Murder on the Tracks by Sadie May. 44 pages. That's not a book. That's a short story. Moving on. Death at the Hunting Lodge, which is a very tough name, but the cover's pink. I'm getting mixed signals here. By Laura Stewart. Nope, the paperback is the same. Pink. And it came out in April. All right. On to the Susan Winick Albert. Easier Dead Than Drawn, a paint by murder mystery by Bailey Abbott, first in this series. Except it says the paint by murder series continues. I don't get it. When the town council hires Chloe Abington's close friend famous wall muralist Lana Easton to paint a mural advertising the return of the floating amphitheater. Not everyone in Whisper Cove is happy about the theater or Lana. Naysayers think the noise from concerts and visitors will disrupt their quiet community. It doesn't help that a lot of money taken from the town's budget is being used to pay the muralist for her services. The mood turns even more grim when Lana is found dead, and since Chloe was there alone to discover her body, that makes her the prime suspect. Before Chloe finds herself painted into a corner as the killer, she and sister Izzy hurry to solve the case and find the real criminal. I probably have this one pre-ordered. Yep, for my mom. I'm behind in it quite a bit. Forget Me Never by Susan Wittig Albert, 29th in the China Bale series. She is still writing. Olivia Andrews is locally famous for her blog and podcast Forget Me Not, a crime victim's storyboard, which is dedicated to telling the stories of victims of crime. Now she has a stunning story to tell about a decades-old murder mystery involving a prominent citizen of Pecan Springs, someone who isn't the man everybody thinks he is. But she is killed by a hit-and-run driver while she's out jogging early one morning. Was it an accident or something else? Her sister wants to know. And Olivia's friend China Bales also wants to know urgently. Who is the prominent citizen Olivia was about to expose? How did he manage to get away with murder 20 years ago? Did he kill Olivia to keep her from revealing his secret? What is local lawyer Charlie Littman trying to hide? And when there's another murder, well, it has to be part of the same story, doesn't it? Oh, so many questions. And when there's another murder, well, it has to be part of the same. Let's see, we did that. And so does the scrapbook a cousin has compiled to honor the memory of one of the victims and make sure she won't be forgotten. It might hold the answer, except that the one person whose face China wants to see has been scissored out of every photo. Well, she's been writing a long time, but she's keeping it updated with podcast stuff. Everybody's doing podcast stuff. Beeswax Bewitchment, a Honeybee Hedge Witch Mystery Book number 1. And it says June. Nonna Maria and the Case of the Lost Treasure by Lorenzo Carcaterra. As Nonna Maria's longtime pal and sometimes colleague, Captain Marino, in charge of the local Carabinieri, never wanted to see harm brought to the doorstep of everyone's favorite espresso brewing, counsel giving amateur sleuth. But when you live a long life, you're bound to make a few enemies. And when those enemies come calling, you have to rely on friends. Faced with an assassin seeking revenge for a decades old grudge, Captain Marino has no choice but to turn to Maria, who must use all her neighborly resources, clever faculties, and web of connections to save him from his perilous predicament. On the other side of the island, a second mystery begins to unfold at the deathbed of another of Maria's old friends, as he hands his granddaughter a yellowed map and tells her of treasure to be found in one of Ischkia's secret caverns. However, there are traps and pitfalls. There will be others with sinister motives who can do all they can to make the treasure their own. But this map is a guide, the only gift he has to give. When the granddaughter needs help cracking the code, she turns to her grandfather's most trusted friend, Nonna Maria. It's a cute cover. Copies required. You may curse the bride. book number 3 in the Wedding Witch series. A disturbing death threat, a baffling black veil. Without our magical sleuth to break the curse, will the next bride end her day wed or dead? Skylar Blackwood is rediscovering the thrill of using her magical powers, and her Grey Wolf familiar is loving vanquishing the witch hunters who appear every time a spell leaves her fingertips. But when a guest is found murdered at the most flower-filled wedding of the season, it sparks more than a firestorm in a witch's cauldron. Skylar is shocked when her handsome detective ex-husband enlists her help on the case. Finally, he's taking her and her sleuthing skills seriously. But the witnesses are wasted on mojitos, and there's more than one dead body in this mystery. Will the magic party trick spells Skylar learned as a young witch be enough to expose the killer before the case becomes a spell-binding, murderous mess? Campfire Fatality. Second in the Sky Williams Kenyon Cozy Mysteries by Danielle Collins. There's nothing like a camping trip in wilderness to soothe your soul or dispose of a dead body. Sky needs to start generating cash so she can build the resort she dreams of, and decides the best way to do that is to set up campsites and attract clients who want to rough it in the wilderness. When a group of American tourists signs up to stay at her new campsite, she feels like everything is falling into place. Then one of the guests is killed. Can Sky solve the murder mystery and save her campground, or will her dreams go up in campfire smoke? That's all we have time for. We will have to, we will be looking at these as we go throughout the week. Oh, commercial. Why do you do this to me? There we go. Sorry about that. Bopping around there. Kim says, need to round up 3 dogs I haven't fed so I can go back to sleep. Exactly. Sleep when you can. Goodness. All righty. So tomorrow we'll be looking at mysteries and thrillers. So hopefully we'll get some more options to read to check out further. I do not have sprints tonight on my channel. I do them on the Tuesday and Thursday evenings and Saturday afternoons. Tonight, if you want to do some sprints, you can check out Stormy at Storm Reads. Other than that, I hope you have a good Monday. Hope you're reading good books. Please take care of yourselves. Be happy on purpose, and so forth. And as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Om nom nom. Have a good day. God bless.